Hello, welcome to another episode of Two Dudes Drinking Beer. My name is Josh.
My name is Alec.
And he's not sleepy.
And I got some sleep last night.
Woo!
A little bit. Not a whole lot, but I'm feeling a lot better. 2 nights ago? I don't even know. What day is it?
You slept yesterday and the day before that. Well, the night, rather.
Well, I actually am super foggy because we record Monday, Wednesday. And, yeah, these are for sale. $10.
They're not. But if you go on Amazon, you can get anything customized.
And that's basically what we do, and we sell them for $10.
$9.99.
We make a 1 cent profit.
For the audio portion of the podcast, it's a bottle cap opener that says Two Dudes Drinking Beer on it. It even opens twist socks.
Look at that. This shit is just took out
as you knock over the other bottle.
Took out the other bottle.
So, what do we got today? What do we got today?
Well, let's start with this, asshole. How's work? How's your weekend?
Work is good. There's a lot going on. So my direct leader is on vacation. He left on Wednesday. He's not even going anywhere. He's just sitting at home. Mm-hmm. But he took 8 days off.
We forgot to do. We have 30 seconds left. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Grab a beer and hang out with us. All right. Your leader left you. You're sad and alone.
Hey, these 2 episodes were just fucking balls to the wall. Get content out.
Hey, that's been the whole...
My mouth just made a duck squeak sound.
That's been the whole process of all this is... And I gotta say, man, I gotta say. The one thing I really like is that we can just do this and crank out some content because this is gonna be episode 26 now, right? So, that's pretty cool because it really is just a staple to, like, we have people hitting us up to be guests on the show. We've had guests on the show and it's just been a lot of fun, you know? So
yeah, for one of the least produced podcasts ever. And
I think that actually speaks volumes to, like, what we're always saying. We're always saying, like, you just got to keep going. And, like, 26 episodes in, you know, we still have people saying, like, I want to be on the podcast, which we will be having more guests on the podcast coming soon. So stay tuned.
They're scheduled.
We got a lot in store for you guys. So yeah, I appreciate everyone reaching out to me and Josh and leaving comments and wanting to be on the podcast. We really appreciate you guys. And
if you don't like it, just stop watching. I don't care.
Yeah, we don't.
That's not for everyone.
Even saying it's kind of like, we don't care. It's like you care a little bit.
I don't.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's like being cyberbullied.
Just turn off your computer, dog. What? Yeah.
Tyler, the Creator, solved cyberbullying a long time ago.
Yeah.
Even then, like, I don't understand how that exists. Granted, I've never been bullied in real life. I've never been bullied.
You've never been bullied in real life?
I've never been bullied in real life.
You're so bullyable.
I know, right? I was an easy target. And I've never been bullied online. The closest thing that's ever happened to me...
Have you ever just been, like, harassed online? Like, remember that time I was, like, I was stalked on Smite? I think I told that story of, like, the dude was, like...
People have called me cheater and whatnot.
But I mean, like, just like, harassed.
Not, like, I've been followed around and sent messages, but, like, in games, she will be like, you're a hacker. I'm like, okay, well, no.
I'm too good.
So, I mean, I've never been harassed. I've never been bullied. And I don't understand how cyberbullying exists. It's not a thing, but it's like a really big deal.
Well, if people... I think it does exist because if people... I love how this is just like the first topic. This is perfect. I think it does exist because I think cyberbullying is... If it's enough for someone to make them... If it's enough stress or harassment for someone to want to kill themselves, which people have... I think that's a very real force on that person's life.
Then that person's super weak because there are so many different avenues that an individual can take to avoid interacting with someone on the internet.
Okay, but I have the story of on Smite, the guy said that I sucked so bad that I should kill myself, and then I blocked him. He got on his other account, followed me, started sending me death threats.
Keep blocking them.
That's a lot of work, bro.
Click the profile, scroll down, block.
Look, I think bullying is bullying and harassment still harassment. There's still different like mediums that it can be on. I don't think it doesn't exist. I think it is easier to walk away from, but at the same time,
because it's all on a screen. Either turn it off.
Mm-hmm. That's like saying hacking doesn't exist. Like all you have to do is turn off your computer. It's like, no, we live in this world now, in this day and age, where this is an essential part of our culture.
And that ends the transmission of...
Transmission canceled.
Of viruses and whatnot. It stops all downloads and anything.
So does abstinence. Boom.
Yeah. Don't have sex before marriage, otherwise
no more viruses.
Otherwise you die and go to hell.
Well, I just hope you're ready to die.
I've been ready to die.
I'm ready to die.
Any moment. Just take me out, God. Smite me down.
Can I have all your stuff?
You can't have my big TV. I said it's going to Nick.
What? Oh, I mean, that's fine. But Ryan's TV's better. When Ryan dies, I get his TV. So.
Good for you. I already gave you a TV and you barely use it.
I use it every day. It's my computer to monitor.
You're always in your room.
Okay, yeah. So, basically, yeah, I haven't been super busy with working on songs lately because the economy's depressed. Even the economy gets depressed, bro.
Yeah, but it's not a depression. They don't like to call it that. 'Cause
it is a depression.
People. Yeah, but people don't like to call it that because it scares people.
It does scare people. I don't know. I got nothing. Hang on.
That's why we have notes, big boy.
So I was remembering the time at the Oxnard Golf and stuff.
Where there were many times.
Yeah, but I'm remembering the time when this story happened, so shut up and listen.
The time when I won the whole fucking everything.
The entire claw machine?
Yeah.
If you guys don't know yet, Josh is like a god at claw. Josh
good.
is really good at anything with like controllers and joysticks.
I'm really good.
So every time we go to like golf and stuff or like Dave and Buster's, he always goes to those claw machines and like wins like the giant ass teddy bear or just like 50 of those small little, yeah, just always just a big ass Transformers pillow. Just because. Anyway, when we first got there, I needed some cash, and the guy in front of me was like this short little Mexican dude, but he was kind of like a thug, and he had like the tattoos on his face, and like was kind of like swole, like he had muscles and shit, but he was like 4 foot tall, and he's like talking to his wife, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna get the money out of the ATM." And I was like waiting behind him, and he was like talking to his wife forever, and I was like, all right, dude, well, like, hurry up, in my head. And then she's like, how much you gonna take out? And he's like, 40,000. And I was like behind him, and I was like, I wouldn't tell me that because he's taking forever, and I want to be like, hey, asshole, fucking hurry up. And he's like, he turns around and he goes, I'm not scared of you, fool. And that was one of my happiest moments at golf and stuff. Being threatened by an Oompa Loompa.
Do you think to this
For telling
day?
a fucking dad joke, I was like, what's something super non-threatening to say? Just to be like, hey, I'm waiting behind you for money. Like, can you hurry up, please? And he's just like, I'm not scared, fool.
Do you think to this day he's still not scared of you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think if he saw me, he'd be like, hey, you're the fucker who tried stealing 40 grand from me, huh? And I'm like, what? He's like, a golf and stuff? I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess. He's like, nah.
I don't even think ATMs carry that much money. Especially those little private
definitely
ones.
not the ones at golf and stuff. Because I'd swoop that shit in a minute, bro. Are you kidding me? I think ATMs at banks carry a ton of money.
Yeah.
But at golf and stuff, I think there's a limit of, it's probably like, I bet you like no more than $10,000.
I would say probably less.
Really?
Yeah.
How much do you think?
$5.
I mean.
Dollars.
I'm not scared, fool.
Yeah. I mean, those little private ATMs, they can't have a lot in them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they probably only weigh like half a ton. You can just pick it up.
I would, yeah, throw some fucking ties around it, throw it on a truck, and then
just
fucking
knock it over and have 3 dudes pick it up.
Actually, just tip it over, sledgehammer, or
just get a dolly and run.
Yeah. Well, actually, the one where I work is like bolted to the ground. It's got 4 ground bolts. It's insane. It's insane how they do it too. Like they cut out a little bit of the cement, and then they like set the screws, and then you set it on top, and then you screw the legs on or whatever. But it's like straight to the ground, so it's really intense. It'd actually be pretty hard to steal, I'll bet.
Yeah, some of the pizzerias didn't have their safes bolted to the ground, and they stole the one in Van Nuys 3 times.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? It's definitely
Twice when I was out there.
it's always like, I guess that's like my form of privilege is like I always tell the story of like counterfeit bills aren't real, and then you go anywhere else in the goddamn world and it's like counterfeit bills and like let's heist a goddamn ATM machine. Like that's still the real world. It's ridiculous.
The best part about the robberies in Van Nuys was someone had a key to get in.
It was an inside job.
Nothing was broken. It was all there.
Did they ever figure it out?
I don't fucking know. I don't care. It's Van Nuys. Van Nuys sucks. If you're from Van Nuys, move.
Otherwise, I won't like you.
Yeah, I probably won't like you if you move, but Van Nuys is a trash hole.
A trash hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's hot.
The valley's pretty shitty.
It's cheap. It's basically like fucking Oxnard 2.0 or the original Oxnard.
Oxnard's pretty bad too. When I was at the doctor's, it's like I'm going down the street and it's just litter and garbage everywhere on the sides of the street. And it's like, I just feel so bad. I was like, yo, whoever's driving down like the boulevard just yeeting their trash out, like you're just a garbage person, dude. Like, who hurt you? And who hurt you that bad?
I saw a tweet that someone I follow, they said like, there's really no reason to litter.
None
like,
at all.
You have to
Littering makes no sense to me.
You have to be super bored and have just nothing to do.
Well, it's like a combination of laziness, right? Because it's like, here's the thing though, these people are throwing it out of their goddamn cars.
I mean, last night before I went over to Ryan's, I was eating a piece of pizza and I didn't want the rest, so I threw it out the window. But that's food. That's going to be eaten by the ants.
Birds, anything.
And it's compostable.
Mm-hmm. But it's like trash, like wrappers and like plastic.
You throw your paper fast food cup that has wax coating.
Mm.
It's not going to degrade.
No. But it's just one of those things, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's like, because what kind of mentality is that? So where you're like, I'm going to throw this out the window and not give a fuck.
Childish.
Is that hard? Is that, is that tough? Or is that lazy?
They're not scared of you.
I'm not scared, fool.
They're not afraid of the fine.
It's $1,000 fine. I'm not scared, fool. I got $40,000 in the bank.
Yeah. What do you think his name was? Hector?
I knew that was coming too.
Why? Why's it got to be Hector?
I don't know, Josh. Why does it have to be Hector?
Oh.
Just pushing stereotypes.
Yeah.
What beer are you drinking?
I'm drinking Big Wave. It's a golden ale from Kona Brewing Company.
Kona.
They make longboard.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. Tastes like nothing. So that's always good. Means you can drink a lot.
I don't know what his name was. I hope it was like Esteban or something.
They probably call him Shorty.
They probably call him Mouse or something.
Or Shorty.
Something tiny.
Prolonged silence is always a good thing.
I'm just listening to the gardeners that everyone is like, where's the gardeners at? And now it's...
So you remember back in elementary school? I mean, it might be different for you because, you were in different kinds of classes than I was.
Damn, you're just going to bring that up every time, huh?
And it might be relevant. Did you learn cursive?
Yeah, but have you ever seen my writing?
Yeah, your handwriting's garbage.
It's different all the time. I was told in like 6th or 7th grade that if I committed murder and wrote ransom notes that they would never be able to find me because they're like, handwriting is usually the same once you develop it. I never developed a style of handwriting, and my cursive is shit. Even if you see my signature, like my personal signature, anyone can forge that shit because it's just scribbles every time. And it's ridiculous.
So you've been set up for a life of crime. Given the most incarcerated male name,
no signature, and I move around a
Shitty handwriting.
shitload.
Yeah.
I've got like 3 addresses on file right now.
You've been destined for a life of crime. And what are you doing?
I'm not
Wasting
even.
it.
I'm not even
The
capitalizing
man that golf and stuff was your first target, planted by the government, and you didn't even take your opportunity.
I don't think he had 40 grand on him.
You're right. It's in the ATM.
I didn't want to steal an ATM. I wanted to steal money from Frodo. I wanted the ring that rules them all.
Well, you fucked it.
I sure did. You're right though. Here's the thing too. Like with my beard, I go to work after I shaved it, and one dude was like, "Yo, don't take this the wrong way, but you could commit a crime and shave your beard, and nobody would know it was you."
Yeah. I mean, that's people. Well, that's anyone with a beard.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you see him with a beard and like,
Yeah, if I
full ass beard,
If I grew up my hair and my facial hair and just like did it, and then they couldn't find where I live. I have like 3 addresses, and then they couldn't track my signatures. I just pay with everything in cash.
the 40,000 you stole from
The 40 grand I stole from Frodo.
Yeah, perfect. Let's go commit a crime.
No.
Well, you do.
I commit a crime, and you just find a way to launder the money.
I watch.
Yeah, you learn.
I put it on World Star.
No, because you're an idiot.
Then I make money.
Rule number
from
1
it.
to breaking the law: don't record it. Don't brag about it. Shut the fuck up.
No, put it on World Star.
Everyone wants to be a world star. World star. I've been watching a lot of Avatar on Netflix, and basically, I love the Avatar animated series, but I don't love the live action movie.
No one does.
I know, and it made me think about actors again, because I'm only watching a lot of TV and movies, so I'm always thinking about actors and how their jobs work. And I was like, yo, wouldn't it be crazy if like you're applying for like a movie, I guess auditioning for a movie.
Hi, I'd like to apply to be
Hi,
this
I
actor.
would apply to be the lead role. We have the lead role filled, but my application clearly states that I'm qualified. But basically, like, what if someone like the director or the casting agent was just like, I loved you in this movie, but the Avatar live action movie, trash, right?
It's not all the actor's fault.
No, I totally agree. But like, do you think that would be in effect if they love the animation of it, if they love the cartoon of it, but they don't like the live action, and they like would be more prone to choose like one of the voice actors or something because of the Avatar? It's like essentially the same movie, same franchise, but like it's just different in, you know, critical reviews.
You could be a really good voice actor and a really shit in person, a live action actor.
Yeah,
You could be a really
agree with
good
that.
live action actor and a
And
really
really
shit
shit.
voice actor.
You're right.
There's like, I mean, people can do it all. Like, fucking Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. when he's
Amazing.
recording all of his sound effects.
Mm-hmm. It's all ADR.
Fantastic. It's perfect.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, granted, that's not quite voice acting, but
It's absolutely voice acting.
yeah, I mean, it's just making noises, but
I mean,
sure,
ADR work is voice acting.
I guess. Okay.
And dubbing is kind of, you know, important.
And he's a really good live action actor.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman, there's nothing he can't do, though. He does everything. He sings, he dances, he prances.
The Greatest Showman's a fucking amazing movie.
Well, there you go. And then he's also Wolverine.
Yeah.
A legendary superhero. Anti-hero? What is Wolverine?
He's a hero. He's an X-Men. The fucking Disney's making X-Men part of the Marvel universe.
Really?
Yeah.
It's getting kind of messy up in here.
But it's like, X-Men is great. They need more movies. They need to expand on that whole universe because it's really big. It's really interesting. Ryan would most definitely agree, I think. And the movies they made are not great.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
even
super limited.
What was the one? And it was like, it was a theater release too, but like the hair was like all caught in the green screen, and it fucked it.
Yeah, it was.
And then they
Mystique.
released it, and then after that, the second movie, they just did all CGI for the hair. And it was like, you guys really let that slide, because like How do you fuck? You saw how big of a mistake that was, bro.
I did.
How do you fuck that up? If there was anything that big, I'd be like, you know what? I don't care how much money it costs. We need to solve that.
They could have just been rushed, or they just could have not had the budget for it. 'Cause
I mean,
the original movies, the ones that came out like fucking in early 2000s, mid 2000s, like I think there were Fox ones with like, it was the old, before they went into like Days of Future Past and Back in Time, which are fucking stupid.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, with the old people, with fucking Patrick
Professor X.
Stewart.
Yeah.
That guy.
He made a good Professor X, though.
Yeah, 'cause he's fucking old and a crotchety old man.
Yeah.
And he's British, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, those movies were good. I liked those movies. But, like, the story it was told is super limited. And, like, there's fucking nothing going on. Like, the second Deadpool,
It was okay.
or the first one.
There's two.
The second one. The one with Juggernaut.
Yes.
And Juggernaut's in the X-Men movie when fucking Magneto picks up the Golden Gate Bridge and whatnot. And it's like, kill all the mutants. And he's a mutant, so that doesn't make any sense.
Right. It's like Hitler being like, kill all the Jews, but he's a Jew.
Yeah. And so, I mean,
Think it through, buddy.
I like the Deadpool Juggernaut more. They need to do
Standardized.
they need to do what fucking the Avengers did.
No, they don't.
And that, not like exactly what they did, but like have the same fucking people play the same fucking roles for the same 8 fucking movies. Not switch everything up.
That is one thing I gotta agree with, though, is like they have like, I think DC has way more TV shows than movies, right?
Yes.
They got
there's like 8 different Batmans.
Yeah, they got a ton of
Superman.
different TV shows, and there's like at any point there's like 3 or 4 different Supermen, 3 or 4 different Batman, and they're all like in the same universe. They're just doing different TV shows.
Yeah, fucking.
And I'm like, yo, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea, because a lot of people are mad that like the Flash, because the Flash has his own TV show. They're like, why not put him in the Avengers movie? He would have been great. You know, everyone knows him as the Flash. Go for it.
You mean Justice League or?
Yes, Justice League movie. I'm sorry.
Like,
I said
crossover.
I said the Avengers, didn't I?
Yeah.
My bad.
Because like, fucking Ben Affleck was Batman for what, 2 movies, and now he's not doing it anymore. That's a fucking waste. Lock someone down.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Be like, look.
It's because they don't have the Marvel money to lock people down.
Then get people like they did for fucking Star Wars.
How?
Daisy Ridley and fucking John Boyega were essentially, what Star Wars did was got people who were very small and they made them really big, so they locked them down for like, okay, you're gonna do 3 movies guaranteed
For cheap, though.
They after the fucking reboot, the third trilogy,
They got to renegotiate.
after the first movie of the third trilogy came out, and it did super well. Of course, it's Star Wars coming back after 20 years. And then that movie came out.
I'm sad that Star Wars is over. I still think about that all the time.
It's not over. It's just,
No, I know it's not
it's
over.
just the universe that you know is over, but the galaxy is still existing.
No, I know they're going to do another like family line or lineage or something like that, and it's going to be really good. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, like I just want more. Star Wars is like anime to me. It's like the second I can't have Boruto or Naruto, I'm mad. I want more. Because it's a good story, and it's like something I get like involved in.
It's a great universe.
Yeah.
So like Daisy Ridley and John Boyega, the first movie, I'm sure I don't know how much they were paid from it, but it could have been not a lot. The next one that came out, they got a lot more because it did very well and they're a lot popular. Hey, there you got all these toys, all these kids like looking at you and it's like, oh, this is you. That's Rey.
You're now the face of this thing forever.
That's Finn.
Yeah.
Forgot his name for a sec. So they made a shit ton of money and it's like, okay, I'm this character now. They're not going to be like, make the one Star Wars movie, this is Rey. The next one have a different fucking actress.
Well, that's the thing too, is like for something like Star Wars, you couldn't do that, especially if you had the projection of like, this is going to solve the storyline essentially. If there was ever like an official ending of Batman. I mean, I've been watching a lot of DC animated movies for Batman, and those are really good, and those are like as official as it gets, because it's like not exactly the comic book, but it's like there's one called The Dark Knight Returns, and it's like the Batman gets back on it in like his 50s or something, and like he basically gets his ass kicked a lot through the movie, but it actually sparks like the whole the Sons of Batman thing, which like I would love a Sons of Batman movie. That'd be really cool. Or like a, you know, because those are all like official accounts. But like, yeah, if you're gonna do that in a live action setting to recreate what the original was, then yes, you need to lock it down. But what a lot of these movies are doing, like take a Spider-Man's, any of the Spider-Mans, it's like we're just gonna take the fact that his name is Peter Parker, Aunt May is his aunt that he lives with, and Uncle Ben's dead. And then we can choose one of any of these villains, which is why I think I'm a big fan of the Tom Holland kind of era, because they got the Vulture in such a great way, and they didn't even acknowledge it. You know, it was just a great story, and it was really well written. And then it was like if you knew that he was the Vulture, you knew he was the Vulture, but they never called him the Vulture. You know.
I like the Andrew Garfield ones, but they did make.
I do not like the Andrew Garfield ones. Oh my god, they're so bad.
I like Emma Stone, so that's why.
I like Emma Stone too, but Andrew Garfield was just not the role.
Sure, I mean he's a little old. Spider-Man's supposed to be like a teenager, a kid.
I think for me,
and Tom Holland is a small man.
It was more just like. I mean, I like them all for different reasons, right? I like the Tobey Maguire one because Tobey Maguire's like. Dash is a jock bully. I like the Tom Holland ones because they kept it true to their like an academy for geniuses. So there is no jock. It's not just a normal high school. It's another smart kid just being a douche.
Maybe he's a goofy kid.
Yeah, but they're all a little goofy because that's what all those kids would be in real life. It's a little goofy if you go to anyone who goes to a specialized academy or school, bro, for like science and stuff. It's like imagine just having anime club, but for the whole school. Everyone's just on the same.
God, get me out.
Everyone's on the same vibe, the same wavelength, all day. And you share classes with them.
Gross. Miles Morales.
I love Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Yeah, I actually just rewatched Into the Spider-Verse, and I was like, still choking up about it. I was like, fuck, this is a great movie.
It was a good movie.
Like, and it's been like a year or something, because we saw it in theaters.
Yeah, we did.
And then I saw it not too long ago again, and I was like, man, it was honestly even better the second time. It was even better the second time because you start to notice a few more things, and it was just really good.
Yeah, there's too many Spider-Mans. So like they did the DC thing with Spider-Man.
Well, there's a whole Spider-Verse, so there's gonna be a lot of Spider-Man.
I get that, and like the comic books, they all have their own fucking multiverses inside of them. Mm-hmm. So like,
yeah.
I guess that's why it's okay to have 8 Batmen.
Yeah, and I mean,
because then you have
at the end of the day too,
like all the Titans stuff too.
I love the Titans.
I didn't like the writing, but I liked the show.
Okay, so season 1 is way better than season 2. Like literally. It's so much better than season 2. Season 2 gets a little whack. Hopefully season 3 pulls it together because it's supposed to come out like in September. So is Archer season 11, and I'm fucking stoked for both.
Trash.
But either way, that's another thing too is with all these Batman movies is a lot of it does come down to contracts, and they have that model of like, well, let's just take the Batman and the Joker and then take any rendition of Joker and any rendition of Batman and see what story we can make. Like, what's the Batman movie that was directed by the guy who did like A Nightmare Before Christmas?
Tim Burton?
Yeah, the one with the penguin. He definitely did one of those movies.
Danny DeVito?
Yeah. He did one of those movies, and it's like it's an iconic movie because of the style, not necessarily because of like how good Batman was in it, you know?
Yeah.
My favorite movie of all time of Batman is going to be The Dark Knight.
With Heath Ledger and Christian Bale.
The best movie.
Christian Bale was the best Batman.
Really, really was. And then it kind of fell off when they introduced Bane. I didn't like the second one.
Where is he?
Where is he? But like that one's gonna be the best. Same thing for me with like James Bond, right? James Bond's forever gonna be a franchise and a popular movie. But like my favorite one so far,
Don't say Skyfall.
Skyfall.
No.
Skyfall's the best, and you want to know why? It's because the guy in it, the bad guy, has like that Joker mindset. But it's all super. It's not fanciful, right? It's not anything that's out of the ordinary or like impossible. Like you can imagine if there was someone being a vigilante, he'd probably have a car that's durable like a tank. If there was, what was the other movie I talked about?
When? Today?
Yeah, I just said
During
Batman
this
and then
recording?
the other one.
Spider-Man?
Nope. Oh man, I just
I don't
lost
know.
it. I guess Batman, but like, fuck no, it's gone.
I don't like. I've the only 007 movie that is
007. I got it. It's because it's
James
like,
Bond.
yeah, because the Skyfall one, I see him as a superhero. That's crazy.
They make him like a fucking superhero, and that's why I don't like it.
Anyway, James Bond, it's like in Skyfall, it's not like super go-go gadgety with the car. It's like you have a pen that keeps track of your location and a gun that only shoots if you're
unlimited
holding
amount of bullets.
No, not when Skyfall though.
They don't reload.
It's more realistic, and then I
disagree.
It's got the antagonist who's like got a Joker mindset of like when he's chasing me, I'm gonna know exactly when and where, and he has like the train or whatever crash exactly on time. I'm like, that's amazing how it's all planned out. It's so good.
I don't like
Anything that's real enough, you know.
I don't like James Bond movies. I've only seen Skyfall. And my dad has a really good explanation because they make him like a fucking superhero. And I believe in Skyfall, they're at the beginning of the movie. They're on top of a train, right? I think.
Yes.
And he gets fucking shot off of this train. They did like a fucking Winter Soldier it, like where Bucky he's stuck on the train and then the train crashes and he's presumed dead. And like he falls into this water. No fucking regular ass person is gonna survive that, no matter what. You're getting sniped off of a train, fucking.
I mean, that's
700 feet above water.
Here's the thing, though. You like superhero movies, right? You like Spider-Man.
Only Andrew Garfield ones.
So you need to still.
I haven't seen the Tom Holland ones.
Fair enough, but still, at some point, you need to just accept what's canon in that world, what's in that reality, right?
Yeah, but
you need to just accept at some point.
He's just supposed to be a really good spy. That fucks
And he
women.
is. And
that
he
pulls
is.
hella women.
And he does. But at some point you have to accept if this guy can shoot webs and swing from buildings, some guy can fall into water and survive.
Yeah, but he's not a superhuman.
He's not, but you have to accept that that's the reality in that.
He's just some British dude.
I mean,
Daniel Craig.
You gotta
And Pierce Brosnan.
you either gotta
all the other
accept it
ones.
or just say
I'm not a fan of the movies.
that's fair. I'm just saying that there's a it's
games
a
are
phallical argument. The games are great.
Games, they're all right. They're not the best. Have you ever seen GoldenEye? Trash. Terrible.
The very first one, yeah.
They remade it on fucking Xbox 360. Terrible, even worse.
Damn.
Nintendo 64 should not have made shooter games. I don't know why they did. There's fucking one control stick. How the fuck are you gonna aim that?
You know what? You know what? Also, too.
You aimed with the C buttons.
Really?
Yes.
It's awful.
That's terrible.
It's also because we played Nintendo 64 last night. There's no like halfway point. Like I think
It's
you told me
all or
about.
nothing.
Yeah, you told me about like dead zones and analog sticks, and those are so apparent. It's like it's either all the way right, all the way left, or all the way in any direction you choose. There is no like slowly scanning with your gun. It's just like
No. There's not.
that's it.
And if you've ever seen someone, like, if you ever watch, like, if you ever get the chance, watch individual level speedruns of GoldenEye. They're really good. But, like, when they have to aim something, it's either just, 'cause they look at the ground to reduce lag, to go as fast as possible. And when
For
they have
graphics and stuff.
yeah. So, like, there's nothing on screen, so there's no, like, CPU load.
It's crazy.
And so when they have to look up to shoot something, it's always just like, boop, and then back down.
Just remembering that like step by step. This is crazy.
It's all timing. The GoldenEye has some of the best speedruns. But the Nintendo 64 should not have made shooting games. Their controller is just on fucking so many different drugs.
Always too. They don't give a fuck, dude. They literally go so hard with the innovation. Right now I'm looking at the Nintendo Switch, and I'm like, dude, imagine that from like the SNES, the very first SNES, and then it's like, we're just gonna give you a small TV with 2 controllers.
Well, like even that's reminiscent of the Wii with the Wii.
Yeah, the Wii. I thought the Wii was
nunchuck.
really awesome.
But I mean, playing Smash on that, terrible. Playing Smash on a Wiimote, fucking impossible.
Yeah, definitely.
You get a D-pad and 2 buttons for something that requires 12.
I'm pretty sure the only thing Wii's known for is like the sports, and then like the
Wii Sports is the most selling Nintendo title ever.
Really?
Pretty sure. Someone fact check me on that, but it's the most. It's like
it was
selling.
that. It was
the Wii
that,
is the most selling console.
It was that, and then the arcade with like the tanks and all the other games you could play. Those were like the best. But it was like it's just super like family friendly console, which is cool.
Yeah.
But you couldn't play like Grand Theft Auto on the Wii.
No. But like the Wii has Call of Duty.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And it's like, well, how the fuck are you gonna shoot?
Well, it's like
Motion controls. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You need like the controller case that's shaped like a Tommy gun.
Link's crossbow training.
Yeah.
Which is only used up with that.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo just needs to fucking chill. Like,
could Nintendo even compete in a standard market? Like if
they didn't want to be as family friendly as they are, because they're a very traditional, reserved company.
I like that though.
It's great. It works for them. But Mario can only carry so much.
I don't know, man. I could buy Nintendo and Mario games for the rest of my life. I love playing.
You're not even good at platformers. I guess you don't have to play a game to be good at it, I guess. Sorry, that's just my mentality.
That's your competitive gamer coming out.
If I'm playing a game, I'm going to be good at it.
And that's the thing, too. Like, I don't come from that, like, competitive side of it. I just want to, like, play a game and have fun. Like, I don't do it because I want to be the best. Granted, I want to win, like, the mini games or whatever, but, like, I'm not trying to be the very best that no one ever was.
To catch them as your real test?
To train them is my cause.
We've done this like 3 times.
I know. I love it. It's gonna be a gig. It's gonna be a gag.
You know, I'd love to travel across the land.
Searching far and wide.
But, you know, traveling's expensive. I always see kids like our age fucking traveling. It's like, how? That's not your money.
Well, some of it probably is.
Some of it, not all of it. It's all daddy's money.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of nepotism going around. But my whole thought on that, and here's the thing, man. It's like, it's gonna circle back to like the podcast I was telling you about. Like, it's all about endurance, right? If all of our friends did podcasts and we were the only ones to keep doing it for 3 years,
we win.
We do. But if we keep going, like that's what everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, they do a podcast. It just becomes a part of who you are. The same thing with music. It's like if people ask me what I do, it's like, oh, I do music. I don't have to be like, oh, well, like I work as a dishwasher, but like by night I do music. You know, it's like I eventually got to a place where it's like I just do music full time because it was basically all I did. So it's just an endurance match of like, look, if you do something long enough, eventually you'll just be that thing. And I think it's going to be one of those things like if those kids, you know, I feel like people from in those families, unless you have a lot of money, you know, it's not going to matter because the kids are going to have money, maybe they get their job or whatever, but they're still going to be a piece of shit person. They won't be happy, you know, whatever it is that's going to be in their life that they want to fulfill, it's not going to be, you know, fulfilled or fulfill them. And maybe that's just me justifying it because I have to work for everything I want, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't matter as long as I keep going and doing what I want to do.
I'd love to travel. It'd be super nice. And I mean, it's not too expensive, but I also don't have fucking money because I've been going to school for 7 years.
Yeah.
Or at least what feels like 7 years, because it's not actually 7 years. It's going to be graduated in 2014, which is 6 years ago.
Shit.
Almost 7.
Oh shit.
So, I mean, I've been at the same fucking school for 7 years, longer than high school. Just ass.
I've been going there. I've been super on and off and only taking a few classes. I'm not even sure what year I am at Moore Park. I'm probably a senior by now.
It's based off units. I'm technically only a sophomore.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, I have no idea how that works.
It's based off units.
I don't know how many units qualifies me, but I'm probably like a junior then, because I've still got like...
I have more than you.
You do?
Yeah.
So I'm still a freshman?
Yeah.
There's no way you have more units than me.
I do.
No way.
Yeah. Because you've only taken like 2 classes a semester.
I know, but I'm done with all my general ed though. I only have music
So
classes
am I.
left if I wanted to finish up my
I've been
my
done
degree.
with my generals. And I switched my major, so I had to take more.
But that doesn't progress you farther.
I mean, it means I have more units.
I guess it also is just a 2-year college. So even if we did graduate this, you'd still only be like a sophomore, right? In an academic level.
Yeah. I mean...
So you really can't be a senior academia student at a junior college. It's just not possible.
I mean, you could if you just keep switching and just getting a shit ton of
Just
units.
stacking up. It's like fucking... It's like meeting the level 1 boss when I'm level 99 doing all the side quests.
Yeah, and you get ready to transfer and you get 4 degrees right off the bat.
That'd be cool too. I've thought about doing like the certificates along with the degree.
You might as well. I have one.
I'm only like 2 classes short.
It's somewhere. It
of a
was framed,
certificate.
and my mom knocked it down, and the frame broke.
Damn.
I don't know if they reframed it. It's somewhere. They're free. You don't have to pay for it.
The frames or the degrees?
The degrees.
Oh, yeah.
I have a film certificate.
I think it
And
just be good
that's how the departments get money, too.
per certificate.
Yeah. Per certificate completion and degree completion.
Well,
So if you want to help out your
maybe
music,
the music department shouldn't be such fucking assholes and exclusive.
give them a certificate, and they'll get money
Nah, fuck
based
them.
off you.
No, I like a lot of the teachers, but some of the culture there is super elitist and
That's in all the specialized programs, though.
yeah, but it is super like basically the one thing that's really pissed me off about the music program is that you needed to be in I forgot the name of it.
Musicianship?
It's called the applied program. And I was in musicianship and I was in music theory. Those are co-requisites. But in the applied program, you need to train with a teacher on an instrument. And you need to do that every year. So it's basically for 4 semesters, which is
2 years.
2 years. And it's like, I get it. But what they did was they locked up all the rooms and they made it so you had to have like ID badges. And they only give out enough for the rooms now. So if you don't sign up for it, you can't go into the practice rooms anymore. It's completely exclusive to where like you have to schedule it, you have to have a key card, and that's it. Nobody else can get it. And for me, it's like they're like, you can train with a professor on Thursday or Friday. And I was like, I have work. And they're like, we can't help you. And it's like, it just becomes so like, what the fuck, man? I'm not the other students that, you know, have their parents to rely on. Like, I gotta pay my rent, I gotta go to work, I have other responsibilities. And every teacher I've interfaced with, they're like, well, I figured it out, so can you. And it's like, I really fucking doubt you went through like exactly what I'm going through, you know, because you guys went straight to like a 4-year college, and maybe you had a job on campus at like some fucking, you know, smoothie shack
Kiosk.
or something where like a bunch of chill college kids would come up to you and be like, hey bro, how's it going, I got a final today, you know. And then it's like, as opposed to being in the real world being like, hey, if you don't show up, you're not getting paid, and if you're not getting paid, you're not going to be able to pay rent. And it's like, yeah, I don't think we're on the same boat, bro. Just had to get that off my chest.
Tell me how you really feel.
I am so angry on the inside at all times, at everything and everyone.
And you gotta get it out sometimes.
Yeah, before I pop.
That's when you get like a punching bag.
Yeah, well,
you never know where to hang it. You
I've
just put it
just-
in your corner. And
I've just been angrily masturbating lately, so that's helping a lot.
nice.
Really, really calming the nerves.
Just hurting your dick at the same time.
Well, yeah, I mean, the scarring and the bruising's kind of new, but It is what it is.
Well, I mean, with that being said, like, it'd be nice to go to, like, a much simpler
Yes.
time.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off. Where would you like to travel to?
No, we're done with traveling. It'd be nice to go to, like, a much simpler time, though. Like, would you not agree?
The video you sent earlier, I think, of like those dudes like carving out their own water
The
park.
primitive technology that I talked about last episode.
Oh my god, I love that, bro. I want something because like it's literally just two dudes, and they
Shoveling out clay.
shoveling clay, and they make like this like Aztec kind of
They make a
hut
fucking
underground.
swimming pool with a water slide
And dude, like,
from nothing.
is that not the life that I want? Like, I just go around building that shit, and like, it's like drink water, and it's like, hey, go get some fish, and then like cook those fish while we work, and then like let's just eat the fish, and it's like, I don't know why, but that life appeals to me so much.
But like, I want to go back to like the times where we're all pagan, right?
Okay.
So we all believe in multiple gods. There's a god for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we do like yearly sacrifices, or like, I wish for a bountiful harvest. Zeus, here's a lamb. Or like, right? And it's like,
Smite him.
yeah. It's just fucking go back to hunters and gatherers, sacrifice something for certain gods.
You'd
And be like,
you'd also be sacrificing video games and technology that you love so much.
fuck it, I'd lose weight. Give me whatever the tribe needs. And you just move on.
A bountiful harvest.
Yeah. Be nomadic.
I like that.
Simple times. Fucking the tens.
More like animals, you know? The tens. Just 10.
Yeah,
What year is it? 10.
what's a year? Oh shit.
What year is it? 200 BC. What's BC stand for? Before Christ. Who's Christ? Fuck if I know.
Turns to fucking Omnitrix. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Abort mission.
No, man, I'm always like thinking about that. I'm like, because like here's the thing though, like I think humans also have like this innate nature to just like want to go beyond the stars, right? So if we did go back to those times and like we had families and generations of families, eventually someone would look up at the stars and be like, fuck this, I want to learn geometry. You know what I'm saying? And then someone be like, fuck that, bro. I want to invent new algorithms and like have like a computer memorize it.
Yeah, because I mean, geometry didn't exist. Someone had to invent it.
Someone had to invent it. Someone had to invent gravity. You
Archimedes invented physics, not fucking Newton.
Yeah.
Or Galileo. One of the two.
Galileo, probably definitely Newton.
It was Galileo.
Galileo's the guy with the telescope. Newton's the guy with the apple.
One of them did physics.
Yeah.
Archimedes did
Newton.
physics first.
I've been
though.
watching a lot of Vsauce lately, bro. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. No, calculus. Calculus is one of them. I don't know. But
I'm
physics,
telling you.
Archimedes.
No, I'm telling you. Newton
Archimedes
is...
was first, though. No, it definitely was calculus then.
Okay.
Yeah. Archimedes created calculus.
All I'm saying, man, is like if... Like, I'm a dipshit at math, right? I'm terrible at math.
Yeah.
But eventually, if we went back to like the Dark Ages, eventually someone would be like, poof, poof, stick, fire,
Fight, wife.
regret.
Regret.
You know, there's gonna be that mutation in the brain or whatever happens that has made us get to this point. It's just gonna happen again. And I saw a really great video on it too. It was like, we are not the final step of evolution. Like
Yo.
huh?
Yo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, evolution isn't trying to create us. Evolution is just trying to create everything it can until it, like, even evolution is just always going to keep evolving until it reaches that point.
Well, yeah, that's the basis of evolution.
I know. So, like, what's evolution's end game? We want to be a space faring...
It's all about adapting.
I know, but what's it adapting to?
Whatever.
But we are.
I know.
And that's the thing. It's like,
as we go.
Eventually, you know, what if we...
You can't... It doesn't have an end game.
What if it does? What if like we are supposed to just be the stepping stone to AI and like androids and, you know?
So the cool thing about that is there is no answer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all open-ended.
Theoretical.
Whatever you want.
But that's what I'm saying too, is like, it really puts in perspective of like, yeah, none of this shit matters, but none of this shit mattered when we were hunters and gatherers, you know? None of this shit matters now when we're stock markets and getting our ass kicked by a virus we can't see. It's like, what's the next move? What's the like, eventually it's like, will we eventually be immune to all sickness because we've just had all the cancers and sicknesses through the system, and eventually the body just adapts, it mutates to learn how to be like, oh shit, this is how we do it. Like even bees on the East Coast figured out pretty quickly how to defeat the
murder hornet that exists for a week.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Evolution is going to keep going without us.
Well, they don't do that just to the murder hornets. They do it to regular hornets too.
I know, but they found out that's how to kill them pretty quick.
Yeah, by vibrating so much, they create so much heat.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to see.
Yes, seriously. All I'm saying is, it just seems like the thought blew my mind that like evolution's not going to stop with us. Like we might go extinct, and then there's like an even smarter, more intelligent, more capable species after us. You know?
I think they'll go back to quadrupedal.
Four-legged?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, but that's
more
the thing.
Efficient. You can move faster.
But that's the thing. It's like evolution's going to decide that, not us. If we if we kill ourselves with nuclear weapons and bioweapons and, you know, new flu viruses that we're creating in laboratories, like that's literally evolution at its finest. That's evolution being like, well, you guys fucked it. I don't know what to tell you. Evolution doesn't give a fuck about you.
There's going to be one Olympics where one athlete is racing against a Usain Bolt who's like 75, right? And he's still the fastest man on earth for some fucking reason, even though he's so fucking old. And they're like, okay, they're in the running position, right? Ready to go off, and they stay in that position as they're running. I don't think there's a rule against that. If there is, it's fucking retarded. So they're just going to keep going, and they're going to be the fastest person in the world and be like, oh shit, maybe it's more efficient to be quadrupedal. Because you can probably move a lot faster.
Here's actually
their arms are going to be as thick as their legs.
Here's actually a thought that I've had is if we got humans, right, to argue, and in the middle of the argument, instead of fist fighting, they just start butting heads together, right? That's just how humans solved arguments. Eventually, evolution would take place and be like, well, you guys are going to develop horns now, because the one who wins has a harder head. Like the same thing with like a beard. Like this beard shows off like testosterone, right? I've got a higher testosterone level. But if I could headbutt someone till they died, then like I'm gonna grow horns, and eventually that's just gonna be how the system works, because that's how we'd be forced to evolve, because that's just how we chose to do things. So the way we choose to do things is also influencing how we evolve. Because deers and rams and goats, they all have horns or something to, you know, butt heads to fight with. We have tools. So
we got guns.
So we keep building more and more tools, right? We have guns, but it's also, you know, if COVID was a biological weapon, that's a tool. If nuclear bombs are tools, or, you know, weapons of mass destruction, those are tools. We're just building all these tools, whether it be computers or cameras or microphones, whatever it is. These are just tools we're building to try and fight each other, right? Because if we have these tools, we're better than the other podcast who doesn't have these tools. If we have these guns, we're better than the other army that doesn't have the strong guns. So it's like, if we keep building all these tools and eventually kill ourselves, then evolution's going to be like, okay, well, like, giving the monkey the hammer and teaching it how to kill its prey was not the move, because it just kept doing that over and over again, building all these new tools until it killed itself. So maybe make them quadriplegic so they can't buy tools, or maybe horns. So instead of building tools, they just butt heads.
Quadriplegic is someone with no arms and no legs. Quadrupedal.
Quadrupedal?
Bipedal or quadrupedal. I say pedal.
Quadrupedal.
Because I have a speech impediment.
Pedal sounds more accurate, actually. But that's my whole point is, like, if we evolved like deer or goats or rams, we'd have horns. Instead, we have mustaches and bullets, because
I think horns would be pretty fucking cool.
It would be, but it's like the idea of like we developed from monkeys that were smart enough to use tools. And what worked for us forever is that if we don't have it, we build the tool to do it. If it's hot, we build the tool and call it an air conditioning unit, you know? And we just keep building these tools and figuring these things out. If it kills us off, if we kill ourselves off with it, then that's on us. But at some point, it's going to, you know, evolve to where it's like it's either keep making tools or stop making tools, and maybe we'll give everyone horns instead.
So this is
Does that make any sense aside from like a fever dream? Because it's like a thought I've had forever, but it's like it makes so much sense to me. It's like all we do is mutate, evolve to make tools, but like if we just butt heads instead, like who knows where we'd be?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So assuming yes that you do believe in evolution.
Sure do. I'm spouting on it right now.
Do you think that religion has any place in an evolutionary debate?
Absolutely.
Por qué? Why?
Because the Bible could be seen as a tool.
The Bible is the best-selling piece of fiction ever.
But my point being is like,
who's the author?
The 12 disciples. My point being is like, at one point we fought a war, right? A few wars, and we needed to tell people, hey, you're fighting the good fight, do it for America. And if our microphone sounded like shit, we probably would not get that message across very well. So we invent better microphones. We invent better stereos and better speakers. It's the same thing with the Bible, because you can get a lot of people to fight for you if you tell them it's God's will. Manifest destiny. God wanted us to have this land. God made me the supreme ruler. These all came into play at taking over territories and governments and just groups of people at some point for one reason or another, because someone said, God said so. And now it's, you know, separate church and state or whatever, but
it's not.
But it's not. But, you know, regardless, it does play a role, because it's still how you be like, you know, if I told you, Josh, we came up with this formula of science, and it says that the American people have to take over the whole world if we want world peace. That way it's all ruled by one government. What would you say?
You'd have to test it, but that's not scientific.
Sure, but I'm saying we did test it, and these are the results.
Well, let's fucking do it.
Then let's fucking do it, right? So imagine being a person who's like scared and going to die, and you're like, you're not going to die. When you get shot, you go to heaven, and if you do it for America, you get 30 virgins. And they're like, that's not a lot. You're like, 40 virgins. And they're like, that's okay. I'll take 40 virgins. That's dope. That's a tool. It's another fucking club that the monkeys came up with to be like, fake. It's a tool. Tools are real.
You heard it here first. Two Dudes Drinking Beer does not believe in religion. It's fake. Pick up something real.
I don't think that's
best-selling
my
piece
takeaway.
of fiction.
I don't think that's my takeaway.
Number 2 is the Ten Commandments.
We are a tool-bearing species. All we do is make and sell tools. That's it. Like in the most basic principle of what humans are, is that.
Curse the Romans.
The Romans built aqueducts.
The Holy Roman Empire.
Tools.
Where the Pope controlled everything.
Yeah.
That's why the Pope is still a thing.
That, and they sanctioned off the Vatican as its own country.
Which is stupid.
Because we make our own laws.
Yeah. Holy laws.
Oh, there's plenty of holes out there.
People can believe whatever they want. Sure. You're entitled to your own opinions and your own beliefs. Pero.
Nice.
As soon as you try to push it on someone else, that's when I have a problem.
Am I pushing it on people right now? Saying...
No, you're not. You're not saying do this, otherwise you're gonna go to hell. If you don't go to church, you're gonna die and you go to hell. Mm-hmm. It's like, join this. Be our friend.
Is that not marketing though? Is that not saying...
It's the same thing.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is that not saying buy our product because our product is better?
Yeah, but there's nothing to back it up on. It's all arbitrary. Heaven and hell don't exist. It's a made-up construct.
But you understand what I'm saying, though, too, right? It's like
Yes.
it's a made up construct for a purpose.
Yes, and it's a shitty purpose.
So, let's say,
It's fear mongering. Religion is fear mongering.
but it's also giving hope to people.
It's empty hope.
It also rehabilitates strangers with drug addiction and violent bursts
Allegedly.
of rage. I don't know the statistics on it, but I'm just saying these are good things I've heard people say about religion. Apparently, it's pretty sweet.
Then become religious, man.
I already feel like I am pretty religious.
I've been to church like 4 times. It was weird. Some old lady came up to me, gave me a hug, and was like, "It's nice to see you again." And it was the first time I was there, and I was like, "It's good to see you too, miss."
At church,
I was
they
just-
do
I
that.
was being
It's super culty.
I was just being really polite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm wearing like my fucking
My I eat ass T-shirt.
my fucking devil shirts and whatnot, like my fucking heavy metal band shirts,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like people getting eaten by animals.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "It's nice to see you again." I'm like, "It's good to see you too."
That's the thing, though. It's all about.
She's like, "How's your parents?"
They're dead. Remember?
They're great.
Remember last time I told you they're dead? That's the thing I was telling you about last time, though. It's like it's all about community, right? So it's like they know it's like you gotta recruit, bro. So it's like if you ever go to a church, I remember I had a girlfriend and she went to church all the time, and I went with her, and like they'd be like, "Let's do like a game of dodgeball," and then like it was like a youth group or whatever. Let's do like a game of dodgeball, and then like let's listen to this rock band, and then everyone who introduced themselves to me, they're like, "Yeah, if you just give me your email and your phone number." I'm like, whoa.
I don't have either of those.
Yeah, I'm in the Stone Ages, bro. That's why I need God.
Send me a letter.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like within 5 minutes of talking to anyone, they're like, "I hope to see you again. Give me your email and your phone number." And it's like this weird culty thing that no one's getting paid for, and everyone just wants you to come back. And it's like, I get it, because I think there's a deep need of community in any human being. There's a deep need for, like, not you. You're above that.
I don't need it.
For sure.
I don't need it.
But for the people who aren't psychopaths and feel like
it's not even
normal
just being
emotions.
psychopathic. It's just like, I don't need to rely on something that
But what about the people who do?
Hocus pocus.
But what about the people who do, Josh?
Then you're very gullible and small-minded. If you can believe a big man in the sky created everything and anything.
It's a big woman, actually. My God's a girl.
Arbitrary.
No, my God's got.
See, your God may be a woman. My God is a dude.
My God's got double E tits and a whap.
Has some wet ass pussy.
a wet ass pussy.
Okay.
And a fucking Nicki Minaj ass.
So this is the thing. Your God. Let's just for this role playing example.
I think Nicki Minaj just is my God, but go ahead.
Let's say I'm religious for this example.
Okay.
I'm a Christian boy. You're a Christian boy too, but your God is a woman, right? My God is a man. My God's nice.
We couldn't
6'4".
We couldn't
300
be both
pound man.
Christian without the same agreements of God. You'd have to be Christian, and I'd have to be
Catholic. Sure, you can be Catholic.
I would just be some other religion, and I'm like, an elephant's my God.
Then you're Buddhist or Hindu.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
But you can still be Christian. Have
Changing
different
the,
ideas
changing the
of
gender
gods.
or changing, the belief system doesn't take away the fact of like it being a community, and it serves a purpose for so many people. They feed the hobos. Full stop.
That's not worth it.
Fuck them hobos.
If the hobos,
fuck those hobos.
if the hobos believed in God, they wouldn't be homeless.
Bro, the hobos have seen God. They do a little bit of fucking crystal, and they're like, I saw the face of an angel.
So then it's worth it. It's worth it to be homeless then.
You know what? Fuck religion. Let's just smoke meth.
One day.
on my way out.
Yes.
On the way out on my deathbed, cook up that spoon and get that Pookie boy. We're getting turned.
When nothing is worth it anymore, I'll do meth.
That is my turning point.
When there's absolutely nothing going for me.
I also love how so many of my friends have like that turning point at like 35. They're like at 35. If life isn't going the way, suicide or meth.
Might as well. Meth, suicide by meth.
That's how you do it.
Overdose. Why not? Die in bliss.
No shit. That's basically how they kill you anyway. If you die in hospice, I found out they just basically pumped my grandma full of heroin.
Hell yeah.
They just basically give you enough heroin to survive and like make it easier on your body to live. Apparently there's a magical ratio or number to give someone for heroin just to keep them happy and alive.
Alive? That much.
Yeah. But apparently that's the entire tactic, is like when they say we want to keep you as comfortable as possible, it's like we're going to give you some illegal drugs.
Morphine's probably
that are
great.
that are really pure. I hear morphine's really awesome.
It'd be dangerous though.
Well, yeah, morphine, like the one they give you before surgery. No, what's the one they give you before surgery to knock you out?
Numerous things. That's not always the same.
I heard that
there's different ones.
I heard that the anesthesia or anesthetics, whatever they give you to knock you out before surgery, it's basically as close as you can get to death, because they basically shut down your entire body to do the surgery and then fucking turn you back on last second. Like, that is crazy.
It's just a painkiller, so you don't feel anything.
But it's just like a lot of it, so it's like it's a super controlled overdose.
That's why they have specialized people that do anesthesiologists.
Yeah.
So they don't fucking kill the person on accident. See, if I was a murderer, I would be an anesthesiologist.
Oops.
But then you only get to do it once. And then you just get to kill people.
Unless you do it like once a year and then the insurance just pulls through.
No, I think you'd be pulled. I think you'd lose your license.
Yeah, you probably don't get that many opportunities.
Like that.
That's crazy.
Like, how many malpractice suits do you have to go through to lose your license?
I say 3. I think like a 3 strike.
It should be 1.
There's also it should be 1.
Should be 1.
It should be 1 death. But here's the thing, bro. Death is inevitable, right? So like, what if you're a doctor and you really are trying everything, and like you lose 6 patients in a day? I've seen it on Scrubs.
Then you shouldn't be a fucking doctor.
And then they're like, we have to run an investigation on you, and it's like, well, you did everything right and by the book, so
yes.
See you tomorrow.
Death is inevitable, but at a certain point, it becomes murder.
Murder.
Like, if you're a doctor, right, and you're doing surgery. Let's say you're doing heart surgery on this person, and you know, like, they already have this other existing condition, right? Even if the surgery comes out to be successful, their quality of life will still be very low. And you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill this person just cause.
Well, that's it. Okay, so that's a moral standing issue, because you don't get to choose that unless he's like, hey doc,
slides me a fitty.
Hey, that's not enough for me to kill you. Hey doc, I'm still awake. I could feel everything. Anyway, how about you just turn off the machines? Go home. Go see your wife. I want this.
I hate when people come out of surgery and like, thank God I'm cured. God had nothing to do with it.
I mean...
And that's where religion sucks, okay? You're taking away from hardworking people. God didn't do anything. The doctors did them. Thank them, not God.
Okay. I think it's an expression more so.
Some people actually fucking mean it. And the people who are religious mean it.
I feel the same way about teachers. I feel like it's stupid for people to say pay teachers more. I think teachers shouldn't get paid more because they're teachers. I think if you want to pay a teacher more, it should be based off their merits and what they've accomplished. And to say teachers need to be paid more is ridiculous, because I've met a lot of teachers in my time, and a lot of them are fucking trash. A lot of them don't know. A lot of them know their topics, but they don't know how to teach. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's ridiculous to pay people who are teachers who can't teach.
I agree. I mean, it should be just based on like the regular work here for a year. Every year you get like an evaluation, you get a raise based on that. Should be everywhere. Pretty much is everywhere. But well, like,
at least based on experience, Because
Yeah.
right, I've been doing.
It's like degree based. If you have like your doctorate, you should be paid way more than someone who only has their bachelor's and a teaching credential.
It's one of those things like if you've been a teacher for 10 years, okay, you could get more money than someone who's doing it for 5 years or 9 years. You know, you should be able to negotiate that because it's for me it's like XP points, right?
It should be. It shouldn't be based on experience. It should be based on evaluations.
Elaborate.
Well, like at the end of the year,
It'd have to be ideally. Sorry to cut you off. It'd have to ideally be a little bit of both. But go ahead.
You're starting pay based off of qualifications.
Yes, like there has to be a baseline. Like
yes,
you have the bare minimum of requirements.
If you have a bachelor's, you make 40, master's 50, doctorate 60, base, and then every year you get a raise based on student evaluations that took you in the course or had you that year.
Or it could be like, you know, students graduated, or you know.
No, I would say it's only students that you taught that semester, year, or for that class, which is what they do. And then you get tenured, and then it's like you just get a 3% every year. But tenure should happen after 10 years.
I agree.
Not after 2 years.
I agree.
That's why it's called tenure.
But then also, how do you feel about this? Free college.
College is already free for me.
Same.
Community college.
But how do you, and here's the thing, it's such a conundrum. How do you say pay teachers more money and give us free college?
I mean, university in itself
is private.
Not all of them are.
Most of them are.
All the big ones are.
Yeah, because they're
Channel
smart.
Islands is a public school.
Okay, but like Yale, UCLA.
Private. It's also an Ivy League. UCLA is a public school.
Is it really?
Yes.
This is the first time I've ever ripped one of these off.
Nice. Good for you.
Boop.
Damn it. Cool. Trash can's way over there. You shot right there.
I was aiming for something new.
I know. So, like, does college cost way too much? Yes. Should it be free? Probably not. Could it
Definitely not.
Could it cost cheaper? Yes.
Yes. But
there you go.
I'm just talking about
the tuition that you pay does not go to teachers, which it should. Your tuition should pay for school services, priority being teachers. But it's not. Whatever the fuck your tuition goes to, who the fuck knows?
Mostly the football teams.
Moore Park's football team is ass.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to point out the dilemma of saying pay teachers more and make school free. Because I don't think teachers should be paid more in the first place. And I don't think you could make school free.
You could, but you'd sacrifice a lot with it. Your taxes would be way higher, and the quality of teaching would be lower.
And also, just
then there'd be no incentive to be a teacher at that point.
Also, it's like if school was free, then the field would get even more competitive, right? They wouldn't take, just because school's free doesn't mean they would take the kids that are like part of the affirmative action plan, or like they'd take less Mexicans or Asians. Like it would affect everything, because at a certain point it's not like we need a good diverse group. It's like it's free, we're only going to take the best of the best. Because why would they let just anyone in? It would lose its
prestige?
Yeah, perfect word. It would lose its prestige. It would be so devalued. It would literally devalue the whole system. Unless...
So are you saying affirmative action shouldn't exist?
No, I'm saying it's going to be overlooked if it became free.
For argument's sake, if I was black, I could get into Yale just based on that with my current high school record.
Sure, but I'm saying
which is whack.
But it's a good thing, because if college wasn't free, they'd be like, look, you are black and you do have a high school record that qualifies you.
A 1.4 GPA?
Sure, you can get into Yale, but because it's free and we don't think you're going to be able to graduate our courses. I don't think you're going to be able to do A, B, and C. We're going to go with all the Chinese kids from overseas who we know are going to get good grades because they've taken these classes in China. We're going to go with all the students in America who have 4.5 GPAs. And basically anyone with money, because when we ask for a donation, they're going to give it to us. It would make it even more elite. It would expose the system, because it'd force people to do what they're already doing more so. The affirmative action and all that's in place by the government. That's saying, hey, make sure black students are included. Hey, make sure overseas students are included.
And Native Americans.
Make sure Native American students are included. You cannot be...
Anyone who's a minority.
You cannot be...
It's equal opportunity.
Yeah, you cannot be exclusive. You need to have X amount of blacks, X amount of Mexicans, X amount of everybody. Because if you don't, we're going to fine your ass. And once you make it free, they're going to be like, look, I appreciate this, but we could afford the fine if we only get these smart and wealthy students.
Affirmative action just undermines the achievements of someone else who should be able to go to that school. Not saying that a white kid deserves it more than a black kid, but if the white kid did better than the black kid, then the white kid should probably get in. And that's not on being racial. It's not being racist. It's just based on qualifications.
Yeah, the same way I feel about teachers. But it is going to be a matter of, if it were free, that would be the first issue to go. And think about it like that. You know the whole Uber, Lyft thing right now? They're making them... They have something in the legislation right now to where they want to make everyone who works for Uber and Lyft they have to call them employees.
I thought they were called contractors.
They are right now, but they're trying to pass a law to make them employees.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
And Uber and Lyft is like, you guys can do this if you want, but understand it's going to drive up the prices, and we're going to lay half of you off.
Nice.
They're like, the reason it's cheap as it is, it's cheaper than a taxi. And the reason we have so many people working, making their own schedules, is because they are contractors. You take that away, all of a sudden we have to double the price, and we have to get rid of half of the workforce.
They just want benefits.
But that's the thing too. It's like a lot of the workers are saying they don't want that. It's just a move against Uber or Lyft. But the thing is, if you did that for schools, if you did that for anything, you're essentially saying, look, we're going to send these kids to your school, and essentially it would become public school but at a college level, and that would be trash, bro. Imagine being at Yale and someone starts filming a fucking TikTok or doing bong rips in class because they want views for Vine.
That's what Moore Park is.
I know. So leave that shit at Moore Park. It's gonna lose all the prestige, man. It's gonna... And I'm not defending it. I don't think Yale's a great school. I'm just saying, like...
Yale's a great school.
Probably, but I'm just saying, like, those things have repercussions. And it's gonna backfire in the sense of, if you say it has to be free and pay them more, it's gonna be like, well, the first way to do that is by ignoring all these other rules that we've had in place. And we're gonna only go for the best and brightest, because all of a sudden we don't have to take care of anyone who's a minority, because we don't think they're gonna do great in this school. Because it's free and you're not paying anything, and we're not going to give you a scholarship because there's no benefit to giving a scholarship. We don't need you. We only take what we need, what we want, because it becomes a business at the end of the day. Everything's ran like a business, except for public school, which is why it's a fucking shit show.
Not always.
And like private school and like like the prep schools and shit, like those things are big deals. And they're expensive. Imagine if it just took anybody. Do you remember at least one student that you went to school with who just was a class clown and didn't want to learn?
No.
I guess I was in a lot of special ed classes, but
everyone in your class is a clown.
Every class I had, there was always one kid. Oh shit, I was in special ed classes, just screaming his dick off. And calling the teacher a whore. Like, there's always that one guy who's just there to disrupt the system. Now,
love it.
Now put that in a collegiate setting where people are trying to better themselves and get careers that are hard to get, and there's some dude jerking off in class because he thinks it's funny and wants to piss off the substitute.
Then they just get dropped, and then class continues as normal.
But you can't just drop them because that'll open up a
Yes, you can.
Nah.
You can't add a class after the first 2 weeks.
It'd fuck everything up.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
You literally just drop the student, and that's it. Move on. You can't add a class in the 15th week.
What if everyone's a
semester.
masturbator? What if everyone in the class is a chronic masturbator, and they get
And the class just gets canceled.
and they get turned on by public exposure?
That's just
I don't know how we got here, but we're here.
That's just a problem.
Okay, but then I'm saying is like, what if like
There are measures.
What if CSUN was like, yo, everyone's a masturbator. We're gonna try again next year. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, dog.
I would say
Line up.
if 52 kids were all in a class, boys and girls alike, and they're all just beating off.
Just fucking going to town too. I mean, not even just beating off. I mean, like really hounding it. Like they even realize, they look across and like, you're masturbating too. Let's just fuck.
No,
that's how it would happen.
it's just everyone's just beating off.
Mm-hmm.
Boys,
just a bunch of chimpanzees
boys and girls alike are all beating off.
I got a 1.5 GPA. What'd you get? 2.6. Oh, you're smart. Let's make babies.
Jesus Christ, Alec, why do you do this?
Yeah, sorry. I got just enough sleep last night to not sound totally insane, but still fucking crazy.
I think the class would end and they'd do a pass-fail test. And everyone would fail.
Did you masturbate? Yes. Fail. Did you masturbate? Only once. Fail. It's a really strict college, man. College is supposed to be fun. If you could run naked on some college campuses, you should be able to fucking jerk off in class.
That.
You should be able to jerk off in class.
You're not allowed to.
And if
do
school was
that.
free, I would jerk off in class.
Your school is free for you. You could jerk off in class.
I do jerk off in class, and I haven't been caught yet.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do all the time.
You never have, and you never will because you're afraid of it.
Voice crack, nice.
Doesn't matter. You're still afraid of it.
Of masturbation? I love masturbation.
In public.
Oh, no, I masturbate in public all the time.
When? When was the last time you masturbated in public? Never.
I'd actually rather not disclose that information.
Never. You never have.
All right. I do it all the time.
You don't.
All
you
the time.
don't. You're not that brave.
School should not be free.
Thank you guys for watching.
Oh my God.
Thank you guys for being here.
Derailed.
We are two dudes drinking beer. I will see you guys well, I won't see you. I hope you guys watch next week.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Watch it on Spotify. Listen to it on Spotify. Check out our website. It's twodudesdrinking.beer. Throw a www in the front if you want. But if you type it directly into your search bar,
It works.
it will take you there. So yeah, I'm Josh.
I'm Alec.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you next week.
Bye.